I've been thinking lately about um, the time we live in. We live in an amazing time where we have more things at our fingertips than any other time in history. This is Daniel, and I want to talk about something where I want you to think differently, think broader, and not be a victim. Now, if you are if you are set on being a victim, and to keep looking at the past and looking at the environment around you and say, I cannot do it. I am not smart enough. The government's too bad, or whatever, you name it. My goal here is to help move you out of that framework. Or if you're already out of that framework, that's who I'm speaking with. If someone here has no interest in thinking past the victimhood mentality, if you want to blame someone else, go for it. This video might not be for you. I want to give it a little bit of encouragement, focusing on the advantages that we have that in past generations they never had. For example, I was just eating some food today and I was just amazed, like, what a better time in history to live than today. We have the best food in the entire world throughout all history. No time in history have we had access to the diversity, the quality of food. Now we can complain about the food sources that we have here, maybe the junk food, maybe the pesticides, maybe whatever, GMO, you name it, doesn't matter. The problem is with that mindset is that you limit yourself. You're complaining about other people. You can make that change. You can decide you want a different type of food. You don't have to buy the same old food every single time. So when instead of complaining, I want you to think differently. Think about, like, what a better time to live than now. Like, there's no better time to live for food. How about for money? How about for wealth creation? There's so many resources at our fingertips to create wealth that our parents' generations and our grandparents' generations and all the way back never had. We have the internet. The internet has made the playing field a lot more level. The reason why we have this mass K-shaped recovery from the whole pandemic is because a lot of people are still victims. They want to be victims, I guess. Instead of going in the right direction, instead of increasing your wealth, they're decreasing their wealth because they're victims. One thing that I want to say to that point is that some people are never trained. And this is something that's really concerning me. That's why I'm making this video, is to hopefully help train you any way I can. So if we can transform your mind on this point, if you are the downward K since the great pandemic from a few years ago, let's see if we can change that. One area where the culture may have really hurt you, where you could be quote unquote a victim, which I don't want you to think of that anymore, is that maybe you grew up in a single parent household. Maybe your parents were divorced. Maybe you grew up with parents who were never married. Maybe you grew up in a situation where you're at different babysitters all the time and daycares all your life. Maybe you went to public school. You didn't have the amazing education that every child should have. I want you to think differently. You have everything at your fingertips right now. You can take your life, change it, and make it better. Just because you don't have that training doesn't mean that you cannot get that training. There's so many sources online where you can get that training, that culture, that inculcated into your blood, into your mind, into your heart, where you know how to make a difference in your life. That includes spiritually, things with faith, going back to church, going back to getting back to God, making your life change, put Jesus first. Number one. Number two, how do you connect with your family? This is super important. If you don't connect with your family properly, if you don't have a good family relationship, how do you move forward? Because those are the people that help you get ahead in life. And if you come from a broken family, if this is broken, it really does impact you, but you could make the change going forward for the next generations. How about friendships? What type of friends are you surrounded by? The people that you are surrounded by are the people that impact your life. If you are surrounding yourself with people that are constantly going to bars, drugs, and being entertained by gaming or whatever you want to do, it's going to impact you. So put yourself around people who are give you an optimal and a positive lifestyle, a positive culture to make you think differently, i.e. go to church, find a good church, go there and make a difference, become a leader there. If your life is broken from, let's say, a money perspective, finances, You can learn this. If you are in massive debt, go learn Dave Ramsey. He's there to get people out of debt. Dave Ramsey is awesome for that. I would, for myself, I don't follow Dave Ramsey. I only follow him to get out of personal debt. After that, there's other people to follow to get from when you come to zero. That's when you can grow, and that's where other people come into play for the rest of us. If you're out of debt, if you're out of personal debt, go do some of these other things, other people that I can give you. Comment below if you want some other sources, other people that I would encourage you to follow. Lastly, think about fitness. Like, what are you doing with your life? Are you taking drugs? Are you drinking alcohol? Are you sitting around playing games all day? Are you getting drunk? Do you go to the bar? Do you live a very unhealthy life? Think about these types of things. I mean, there's other topics too we could talk about, but these are main areas of our life that if they are broken, they really do impact your life. So going forward, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. There's been never a time in history when we've had a better today. We've had more sources of education and transformation than ever before. Just like biblically, we've had more sources of biblical helps. We have the Bible at our fingertips. Go read it. Go transform your life. Find Christ, transform your life. Money, friendship, family, health, whatever. There's so many items on the list. There's so many items on the list that we have access to today that people in the past never had. They had to struggle where we don't have to struggle. Now you might be saying, well, the cost of housing is so high. The average house is $400,000 or $500,000. Just depends where you're at, $1 million or whatever it is. Well, then move. Well, I don't want to move. Well, that's your fault. You go move if you want to change your life. If you want your life to change something. And the fastest way to change something is you, not the environment. Forget the environment. That only has about 20% impact on your personal life, the environment. That 80% is you taking the steps and stop being a victim and make yourself better. Think about those areas in your life that you can actually improve. For example, you can I don't know what you would call the correct term for this, but arbitrage your location to your job. If you can find some sort of portable job, some sort of remote job that you could take anywhere in the world, you could go to a high income area, make a lot of money, move away from there, still have that portable remote job that you can have internet access to and still be making that same amount of income, and live in a lower income area or in a lower cost of area, and you can arbitrage that. Now the dollar instead of is worth $1, like what used to be in your area that you were living in, like with everybody else, now that dollar is worth $2 or $3 because it can go farther in that area. That includes not only in the United States, like you could go get a job in like New York, find a good job there, make a lot of income, and then move to the Midwest where the housing is a lot cheaper. Awesome. Now you have this arbitrage where you can live a cheaper life. You can live a more inexpensive life, but still make the higher income. So these are some things, and there's a million other things like this that I really want to push home, that you are the one that is going to be the most impactful in your life. Not me, not the culture, not society. You're going to have to take the steps up. There's this old saying or poem of this monk from the Middle Ages talking about that he became a monk because he wanted to change the world. He was going to change the world. So guess what he did? He started trying to change the world when he was a young man. As he got older, it became more and more clear to him that he was fighting the wrong battle. As he became an old man, he thought back on his life and he thought, I should have changed myself first. I should have transformed myself first. And then I should have used that transformation to help the people around me, my family, my close family. And with that, change my extended family. And with that, change my community, change my neighbors, change my church into a positive framework of mind with this. This is not some sort of like change in the bad way. This is change to be more of a biblical mindset, change and more successful, change in more of a safer, clearer, or more cultured world to live in. And then, only then, after he transformed not himself, but the people around him in his town, in his city, in his state, could he actually impact the nation that he really wanted to impact, and that nation can impact the world. So start with you. Start transforming you. If you don't like something, transform you. Move, change your friend group, change your diet, change your job. Whatever it is, you need to take those steps. Change your education. You need to take those steps. Not me, not someone else, not the culture. You need to. All right. Feel free to like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you can think of anything else where we have amazing privilege today that people never had before. Give me any feedback, and I'd love to hear from you down below. Later.